2.4.2 Invertebrate animals. Invertebrate animals can be divided into various smaller groups and do not have a spine. Invertebrates have a hard outer covering on the outside of the body. This is called an exoskeleton. There are more than 1.3 million invertebrate species on Earth. Listen to the explanation of the diagram of the classes. This diagram shows how animals are grouped, especially focusing on invertebrates, animals without backbones. At the top, we start with the animal kingdom, Animalia. All animals are divided into two big groups. Vertebrates, animals with a backbone like humans, dogs, and birds. Invertebrates, animals without a backbone. The diagram then focuses on invertebrates, which are divided into two main groups. 1. Animals without jointed legs. These animals do not have legs with joints. Examples include cavity inhabitants like sea anemones, mollusks like snails, worms like earthworms. 2. Arthropods, animals with jointed legs. These animals have legs with joints and usually a hard outer body. They are divided into centipedes and millipedes, insects like beetles, arachnids like spiders, crustaceans like crabs. In short, the diagram shows how scientists group animals by their features, especially whether they have a backbone and whether their legs are joint. Ed. Look at the table that compares the most important characteristics of the 4 invertebrate class. Yes. These tables compare different types of invertebrates, animals without backbones. They show how the groups are different based on their body, movement, breathing, and other features. Small blue diamond, 2 main groups. The table is divided into animals without jointed legs, like a snail. Animals with jointed legs, called arthropods, which include insects, e.g. locust, arachnids, e.g. spider, crustaceans, e.g. crab. Small blue diamond body structure. A snail has a simple body, head, foot, and internal organs. Insects have 3 parts: head, thorax, abdomen. Arachnids have 2 parts: cephalothorax and abdomen. Crustaceans also have 2 main parts: small blue diamond feelers, antennae. Snails have feelers to smell and feel. Insects have 2 long feelers. Arachnids do not have feelers, but use hairy legs to sense. Crustaceans have 2 pairs of feelers. Small blue diamond number of legs. Snails, no legs. Insects, 6 legs. Arachnids, 8 legs. Crustaceans, usually 10 legs. Small blue diamond breathing. Snails breathe through an opening. Insects breathe through openings in their body. Arachnids use book lungs or special openings. Crustaceans breathe using gills. Small blue diamond skeleton. Snails, soft body. Insects, hard outer skeleton, exoskeleton. Arachnids, softer body with a leathery covering. Crustaceans, hard shell. Small blue diamond movement. Snails move slowly using a muscular foot. Insects walk, jump, and fly. Arachnids walk and jump. Crustaceans walk sideways or diagonally. Small blue diamond eyes. Snails, simple eyes. Insects, compound eyes, see many images at once. Arachnids, usually 8 simple eyes. Crustaceans, compound eyes on stalks. White heavy checkmark in short. This table helps you compare different invertebrates and understand how they are similar and different by looking at their body parts, legs, breathing, and movement. Question 1. Was the snail camouflaged in the environment where you found it? If yes, why is this so? Teacher script. Class, think about where you found the snail. Did it blend in with its surroundings? Many snails are brown, gray, or green, which helps them hide in soil, leaves, or plants. This is called camouflage. Camouflage helps animals hide from predators, stay safe. So if your snail was hard to see at first, that means it was camouflaged. Question 2. Is the snail's skin hard or soft? Is it dry or damp? The body is soft. The skin is damp or slimy. This slime is very important because it helps the snail move smoothly. It stops the body from drying out. Question 3. Is the shell hard or soft? Why does the snail have a shell? The shell is hard. The snail uses its shell to protect itself from danger, hide from predators, prevent drying out. So the shell acts like a protective house for the snail. Question 4.1. How many antennae can you see? Look closely at the snail's head. You should see 4 antennae feelers, 2 long ones with eyes, 2 short ones for feeling and smelling. Question 4.2. What happens when you touch the antennae? When you touch the antennae, they pull back quickly. This is a defense response. The snail is protecting itself because it senses danger. Question 4.3. What happens when you hold the earbud with spirits close to the antennae? When the earbud is close, the snail will pull back or move away. This shows that snails can sense chemicals, smell, respond to things in their environment. NT. Question 4.4. Describe the mouth of the snail. The snail's mouth is small and underneath the head. Inside, it has a special structure called a radula, like a tiny toothed tongue, used to scrape FOD. Question 5. What type of movement does the snail's muscular foot perform? The snail moves using its muscular foot by making wave-like movements. These waves push the snail forward, and the slime helps it slide smoothly. Why? Question 6. What is the opening that opens and closes called? The opening you see is called the pneumostome. It is used for breathing. It opens and closes to control airflow, prevent water loss. Question 7. Name 2 other animals in the mollusca group. Other mollusks include slugs, octopus, clams. Any 2 of these are core. CT. Question 8. Label the parts of the snail. Shell, the hard outer covering. Eye, on the tip of the long tentacles. Long tentacles for seeing. Short tentacles for feeling and smelling. Muscular foot for movement. Let's go through exercise 4 together step by step. 4. Question 1. You need to decide whether each property belongs to the plant kingdom or the animal kingdom. Start with 1.1 Heterotrophic. If something is heterotrophic, it means it cannot make its own food and must eat other organisms. That is something animals do, so the answer is the animal kingdom. For 1.2 Nervous system, think about which organisms can react quickly and have a brain or nerves. Animals have a nervous system, but plants do not, so this is also the animal kingdom. Now look at 1.3 Cell walls. Plant cells have strong cell walls, but animal cells do not. So this belongs to the plant kingdom. For 1.4, produce own food. Think about photosynthesis. Plants make their own food using sunlight, so this is also the plant kingdom. For question 2, you're asked to describe terms. For 2.1, vertebrate. Remember that a vertebrate is any animal that has a backbone or spine. For 2.2, invertebrate, this is the opposite. It is an animal without a backbone. For 2.3, endoskeleton, think about where the skeleton is. Endo means inside, so it is a skeleton inside the body. For 2.4, exoskeleton, exo means outside, so this is a hard skeleton on the outside of the body. Question 3. You must name the 5 groups of living organisms. These are the 5 kingdoms: animals, plants, fungi, protists, and monera, which are bacteria. Question 4. You are matching meanings. Start by understanding each term. A vertebrate has a spine, so it matches with spine. A plant cell has a cell wall. If something can photosynthesize, it is autotrophic, meaning it makes its own food. A reptile example is a crocodile. If something cannot produce its own food, it is heterotrophic. Invertebrates often have an exoskeleton, and an example of an amphibian is a frog. For question 5, you must decide if each statement is true or false. For 5.1, biodiversity means the variety of organisms in an environment. That is correct, so it is true. For 5.2, living organisms can be divided into 5 kingdoms. That is also true. For 5.3, it says Homo sapiens is the class and order of humans. That is not correct. Homo sapiens is actually the species name, so this is false. For 5.4, vertebrates have an endoskeleton. That is true. For 5.5, it says green plants are heterotrophic. That is wrong because plants make their own food, so they are autotrophic. This is false. For 5.6, it says animal cells have cell walls. That is incorrect, so it is false. Animal cells do not have cell walls. For 5.7, it says vertebrates can be divided into 6 groups. That is also false because there are only 5 groups. For question 6, you need to sort animals into groups. Think about their features. Fish live in water and have gills. Amphibians, like frogs, live both in water and on land. Reptiles, like snakes and crocodiles, have scales. Mammals have hair or fur and feed their young with milk. Birds have feathers and wings. Use these clues to place each animal in the correct column. For question 7, you are asked why dinosaurs are vertebrates. Remember, a vertebrate is an animal with a backbone. If you look at the skeleton, you can see the spine. So dinosaurs are vertebrates because they have a backbone. For question 8, you must define terms. For 8.1, cold-blooded, this means the animal cannot control its body temperature and depends on the environment. For 8.2, oviparous, this means the animal lays eggs. For 8.3, warm-blooded, this means the animal can keep its body temperature constant, no matter the environment. Finally, for question 9, you are working with invertebrates. Look at each picture carefully. The grasshopper is an insect, the spider is an arachnid, the crab is a crustacean, and the snail is a mollusk. Then you fill in the table using what you know. Insects have 3 body parts: head, thorax, and abdomen. Arachnids and crustaceans have 2 main parts: cephalothorax and abdomen. Mollusks, like snails, have a soft body with a head and a muscular foot. When you look at features like legs and feelers, remember, insects have 6 legs and 1 pair of feelers, arachnids have 8 legs and no feelers, crustaceans usually have 10 legs and 2 pairs of feelers, and mollusks do not have legs like the others and have a soft body.